Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, PDAC 2020 in Toronto, day 2. And we are now at the booth of Aurania Resources. And with me here is Dr. Barron, the CEO and chairman of the company. And of course, the founder and the largest shareholder. Keith, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, great to see you again. Last time we saw us in London at Mines and Money. So we are both traveling quite a little bit these days.
Yes.
And yeah, let's say, aside of the shock of last week, gold tumbling down $70 again, the virus and all that,
yeah.
I mean, this is going over. I think things are going quite well in Ecuador, right?
Yeah, the project's going ahead. As you know, nothing's interrupted us, so we're pushing ahead, and we have been. We're finished drilling for the time being. We want to do some geophysics in Crunchy Hill and Yowie, so we'll get that done. But also, later on this year, we have planned to drill the copper and sediments and a couple of the porphyry coppers as well.
Oh, interesting. Wow,
yeah.
Great. Drilling, of course, costs money. Before we go further on with that, but I saw in the press release you had like a strategic investment. That was quite interesting for me because it gives you the money and the room not only to breathe, but let's say really to speed up your work and to do a lot of more things than maybe you could have done without of that. So who came in?
Well, it wasn't a who, it was a number of people. It was actually strategic from our point of view because we invited a number of wealthy Ecuadorians to invest in the company.
Fantastic.
Now, this is strategic for us because these people are very, very well connected within Ecuador. And, you know, back the old company I had, Aurelian, we didn't have any Ecuadorian investors. And then, if you remember, we had some trouble with what was called the mining mandate that came down and interrupted our project. Had we had some wealthy Ecuadorians who were involved in the stock and could lobby on our behalf, probably that would not have happened.
Yeah, okay. So it's, I would say it's a very strategic but also intelligent move for the future, because when you bind the people already into the project in the beginning, things are much more easier, right?
Exactly, yes.
Super great.
Yeah.
And I remember also last year you started, which I put on the ESG side now, you started to give them drinkable, drinking water, like with those little carts. How is that going? Yeah,
well, we were very successful at that, but we tackled another strategy. So for 2 villages now, we've been piping water from as much as 8 kilometers away up in the mountains, and you know, designing a reservoir for them and bringing water right to the communities, because the river unfortunately is polluted, and these people have been drinking water from the river and bathing in it and getting skin diseases and intestinal things. And,
so you're taking care of them.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Super. I like that.
Yeah.
That's real development aid, I would call it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's come to the workings going on.
Sure.
Drills are turning, right?
Not right now.
But you're in the preparation.
In the preparation, as I said, we want to do this geophysical program and then drill on the results of that. Yeah, I think it's very important. Just where we are, where we sit in the program now. In terms of Crunchy Hill and Yowie, we just drilled another hole at Crunchy Hill. And what we're finding is that Crunchy Hill and Yowie probably are part of the same system. Very, very large hot spring system, extensive, something for more than 10 kilometers wide. I mean, we're talking about on the scale Yellowstone Park, that kind of thing,
Jesus,
right?
Yeah, okay.
And then, then it begs the question: where do you put a drill hole in 10 kilometers length, right?
Not easy.
Do you put it here? Do you put it there? Do you put it there? So the geophysics should help us out in this. But one thing very, very interesting for us, and I think a milestone in the project. We've been doing what's called fluid inclusion work. This is a little
Never
bit
heard about that. What is that?
So what it is, so you know, veins are composed of quartz and other minerals, and the quartz contains little bubbles of gas and liquid which get trapped as the quartz is forming. Quartz forms very, very quickly in these vein systems, right? So when it traps these bubbles of gas and liquid, you can tell by analyzing this stuff if the fluids were boiling or not. And boiling is very important because when the fluids boil, they no longer have the capability to carry gold dissolved in them, and the gold drops out like that. And so it's very important to determine where you are in the height of the system and whether or not the system at some time the fluids actually boiled. So what we found at Yowie and Crunchy Hill is that all the fluids boiled, and what they've been trapped, but they've, say the boiling zone is down here, we've been drilling up here where the fluids are starting to cool off, and we have to get deeper.
I see, okay.
So we know that the fluids boiled, we know that the gold rich zone is going to be down here. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Question is to find it now.
Okay.
The geophysics, I think, is going to nail it for us.
Okay, super, fantastic.
Yeah.
And also you did some LIDAR surveys,
yes,
right? So what happened there?
So the first phase of the LIDAR has been completed, and it's astounding. So I was here at the show. We had Ecuador Day yesterday, and I was presenting some of this material. Of course, it's all visual, so we can't show it here. Yeah. But there are things that certainly look like old mine workings. There's one area, a pond in the middle of the forest that's about 200 meters wide, long, and maybe 80 meters wide, and it looks like it was artificially dammed at one end. Now, why would somebody do that? It was to have a source of water to use for washing the gold.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes really sense.
Yeah, after
Absolutely.
they maybe crush the vein material, they would wash it and extract the heavy material, the gold, that way with a sluice box.
Yeah,
and so very, very interesting stuff. The results have just actually been coming in on the weekend before the show here, so it's really, really hot news. Most of it has not even been processed yet, so we're just getting preliminary results right now, but a lot of things to follow up.
Okay, super.
Very exciting.
So that means in the next weeks we have some nice news flow?
I hope so, yeah. I expect so.
Fantastic. Okay, and then when do you think you will start with the drilling finally, and when can we expect some results?
I can't say, because you know, we have to do this geophysical program now. I really, really want to do this. And not poking more holes. I think, you know, the drilling that we've done, it certainly gives us an idea of what's going on in terms of rock types and things like that, but I don't think it's adequate for targeting, right? So we're, you know, it's, as I said, it's like a needle in a haystack. We've got a very, very big system here, and we want to be able to focus and get the biggest bang for our buck. But I suspect that when we get down the depth, there's going to be something very, very exciting, because it's very interesting, and I've never seen this, you know, in comparison with other things. Fruta del Norte didn't have any gold on the surface. It had arsenic, antimony, mercury, and a bunch of other elements.
Pathfinder elements.
Pathfinders, right? But no gold, right? We're not finding gold on surface at Yowie or at Crunchy Hill. The gold has all been sucked out of the fluids down below. Yeah. So if we're lucky, and if we're right in our guess, and it's not just this is an educated guess, very much so, then down there's going to be a gold-rich zone. And we have to hit it, poke it, and then find it.
Perfect. Maybe you want to say one more sentence to the copper, silver samples, the grab samples you had. I mean, you showed us them last year. They looked really, really terrific. So is anything going on there also? You said you want to drill them later on in the year, probably?
Well, that kind of a thing is not amenable to geophysics because it's oxide. It doesn't show up. So our intention is to be drilling this thing sooner rather than later. Now, I want to be very, very clear on this, though. We're using a drill that has capability of only going to 200 meters depth, and that's because we want something that's small, light, and portable. And we're going to use this as a prospecting tool. So, you know, I don't want people to get fixated on every drill hole, every drill hole, every drill hole, because we'll be drilling a hole probably every 2 days, and then a move, and then another hole, and a move, and another hole. And I would like to see 50, 60, 80 100 holes on this stuff, because we've got 23 kilometers of length.
Exactly,
right?
yeah, it's a big thing.
So we have to punch a lot of holes in it to see what's going on in the subsurface, because the whole area is covered in mats of heavy jungle vegetation, and there's nothing to see at surface. So that's the only way to
really
see
look
the
into
subsurface.
Okay.
And we'll do it.
Yeah, super, perfect. So it looks like a heavy work program this year. You are uploaded with the money. What's in the treasury now? Approximately?
Well, we just closed on the first tranche of the current financing. We'll have some more money coming in. You know, things have kind of been slowed up by the virus and all this nonsense, right? Yeah. But anyway, so I expect us to be cashed up by the end of the week. And it's all systems go.
Super. So for 2020, everything is fine.
I think so.
Super. Great. Then we look forward to a good news flow, Keith.
Super.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Get the things going.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it was Dr. Keith Barron, the CEO and Chairman of Aurania Resources. And you heard it. First of all, they brought in some very wealthy Ecuadorians, which is, I think, a very smart move, because that's exactly what you need. You need some friends and partners here inside the country, which can also help if things maybe don't go the way you want it or they should be. And also, which is fantastic now with geophysics, as he said, they want to look inside the rock without drilling for heavy amounts first, and then they know exactly where they drill. That's, I think, a very smart way to do it. And we look forward to very good news flow. So thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Toronto.
Thank you.